Hello my lovely viewers, and welcome back to America What the Heck. This is going to be a bit of a longer video, mostly because so much has happened that political comedians are having an absolute field day with. So let's start out with Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. So, if you don't know, Flynn was Trump's national security advisor, but he was recently dismissed. Now there's two stories behind this entire thing. There's one saying, oh, well, he just lost the confidence of the Trump administration, even though our president had tweeted earlier that, oh, I have absolute confidence in Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. Absolute confidence. So then there's the other, probably more truthful story. Number 2. Flynn reportedly had some contacts and ties with Russian agents before Trump's inauguration and was talking to them, and we don't know exactly what has been released to the Russian agents. We don't know what's been released to the Russian government, and with everyone's worry about how close our president seems to be to Russian President Vladimir Putin, we don't really know what's going on, and we probably won't know until all hell breaks loose. Fingers crossed though, that's not going to happen. Alright, so let's just move on from that entire debacle, which you can read about on any of the news sites, although, you know, be careful, our president does consider a lot of them fake news. Alright, let's go on to North Korea's nuclear scare. Okay, so there's some people who have heard about this event, saying that North Korea released a statement that they have had a successful nuclear missile attempt, and they were like, oh my gosh, yes, we finally made it. And there are some people who are going, North Korea, you're worried about North Korea with the nuclear? There are memes out there and cartoons that people have drawn where North Korea comes up, has this tiny little missile, and it comes up to America's feet and throws it at their feet and going, what? What now? What now, America? Come at me. And they're like making fun of this. And then there's the other hand going, shoot, how on earth did North Korea get the technology, get the equipment to make nuclear missiles? Oh my goodness. And I personally am on the side of the second one, saying, oh goodness, I need more information, I need to know what's going on. And lucky for us, we might get that information, because our president was informed about this entire thing and decided that instead of going to a secure location, that he was going to stay where he was, at the Mar-a-Lago resort, in the middle of a very crowded room, at his table. In the middle of the room, he's going to sit there and read the report via phone flashlight. The security breach there is just ridiculous, because you know what's on that phone? A camera. Yeah, and you know this thing where you can actually record or take a picture of whatever you're looking at while you're using the flashlight on your camera. On your phone, you can just... so, you know, we might not have to wait for the report to come out from the press release and everything like that. Or we could either look at our president's tweets, or we could just wait for someone to post whatever he just said, whatever he just read, for everything there. Just wait for it to be posted on the internet, because it could easily happen. Someone could have just been like, oh, that's cool, I'm just gonna, yeah, Mr. President, here's a light for you, here's another light here, yeah, no, I'm not recording, shh, I'm just gonna, I'm helping the president. I mean, people were taking pictures of him doing this and posting it online going, this is our democracy. Yep. So, at least we know that he's getting, you know, the briefings now. That's always a good thing, because there were reports of where he wouldn't go to the briefings. He would just skip them. He would just skip the security briefings, which is a terrifying aspect. Okay. Now, there's going to be two things I'm going to kind of tie in together. The next one is the Day Without Immigrants, which is apparently today, Thursday, February 16th, 2017. My goodness, it's so hard to say 2017, goodness. And yeah, so there's a whole bunch of people coming out and saying, okay, if you are an immigrant, you're going to not open your business, not go to work, don't take your kids to school, don't go to school. Show our president, show our administration how much immigrants influence the United States. If you can afford to, don't go. So, that being said, that's great that we want to show how many people are immigrants, how many people contribute to society. However, there are people out there who can't afford to do these things. So, like I said, if you can't afford to not go to school, not go to work, support us with your words, support us with your thoughts. If you're a prayerful person, support us with your prayers. So I would like to salute those who are doing this march, who are going and doing this protest, where they say, you know what? Yeah, we're immigrants. Have fun going to dinner, because, oh, who's your server? We're not here, sorry. Unfortunately, though, it is going to put a lot of pressure on their co-workers who are not immigrants. Those poor people who are just like, oh, shoot. Like, I have people I know who go and work at the restaurant that's right near my apartment, who go, oh, yeah, we're right here, we're going to work, I'm going to go to work, and then I'm going to go to do my homework, and then I go to school, and everything like that. And to have them not have people who are helping them out there, that's a bit of a terrifying idea. So good luck to them, and stand with you. Now, the other thing I was going to tie in with that is that the travel ban has been blocked. Sorry, the travel ban, that's not a Muslim ban. It's not a ban, but it's a ban. So if you don't know, if you weren't watching the news, or if you were just way too busy with something to actually watch everything that was going on, or just listen up to stuff that's been going on, our president enacted a travel ban from several Muslim countries. But it's not a Muslim ban. That's true. It wasn't a Muslim ban. It was just a ban on everyone coming from those countries. So, for instance, what if you went home to visit your family that's, in Somalia? Go and visit people who are, overseas. And in these specific countries, you would not be able to come back into the United States. For the longest time, you couldn't do that. And it was just mass chaos because the guards there, the border guards were just like, I don't know what we're supposed to do. I'm a security guard. I'm here to... what I'm doing. We don't understand what's going on here. So it was just mass chaos. Oh my goodness. People were held up for hours. And people do not like to stay in the airport for hours. I don't like to do it. I have layovers sometimes, and it's just it's not fun. I mean, it's kind of fun if you have a group of friends together and you're all flying out together, so you can spend some time together. You can play some cards or whatever. When you're flying by yourself and you have a huge layover, it's awful. So then to have these people who come back into the country expect, all right, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna take a shower, I'm gonna get this stuff done, so I can go to work tomorrow. They come in and they're like, what do you mean I'm not allowed in the country? I'm a green card holder. Or what do you mean I'm not in the country? I've been gone through all of this stuff, all these hoops. I've jumped through all these things just to get out of my country. I have been vetted beyond your belief, and they're not allowed in the country because our president is like, I need to protect the country. And all of those countries that he banned people from coming from, yeah, none of those had ever actually sent or had anyone from those countries been sent as a suicide bomber or as any kind of terrorist from any of the countries that he banned. Now, the countries that did have terrorists in them, he didn't ban those. But then again, some people are pointing out that, but he has businesses there. The Trump franchise exists in those countries. So he's not going to ban them, obviously, because he doesn't want to destroy his business. Which is why, it's another reason why people are so upset that he hasn't released his assets. He just put them onto his sons. He was like, yeah, I could, so go have fun. I'll be here, and I'm not involved in it, but I am, but I'm not, but I'm not. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Going off of that now, the unethical exploits of the Trump family. Oh, mercy. So after Nordstrom and other companies like it announced that they were going to stop carrying Ivanka Trump's apparel, senior White House advisor Kellyanne Conway accused them of being horrible people, and now she's been accused of violating ethics rules because she literally went on TV and said, "This is a free commercial. I'm going to promote Ivanka Trump." You're not allowed to do that as a senior White House advisor. You're not allowed to be like, "Oh, this company that either I'm invested in or that the president's invested in, you should go and buy that stuff." Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, realizing that, hey, my sales aren't that best, I can't carry this on anymore because it's not, it's not selling. Which is what Nordstrom and other companies like it decided to do. Like, all right, this isn't our best selling product. I'm going to, promote something that's better selling. I need to make money, kind of thing. And, yeah. So she's gone out, so Kellyanne Conway has now gone out and urged people to go and buy Ivanka Trump's products. Yeah. It's a ridiculous story. It's a ridiculous thing, and yet it's so true. She's kind of said this. Like, she said so many things that have been so scary to hear, that a White House advisor is talking about all this as if it's a normal thing. And then, oh my goodness, alternative facts. That is my new favorite phrase. Alternative facts. I'm not lying to you. I'm just telling you alternative facts. So you are lying. I can say that the sky is blue, and you can say that the sky is green, but you can't claim that is an alternative fact. The only time the sky is green is if a tornado is coming through soon. It's a ridiculous thought that, alternative facts. He's not lying to you. It's just an alternative fact. Oh, and everyone that says anything like that, they're lying. They're lying, and they're fake news. Speaking of fake news, the failing New York Times, according to our president, it's failing. Actually, I have a copy of it here. And they reported that our new president, again, like I said earlier, has yet to sell any of his assets or put them into a blind trust. He doesn't even know what a blind trust is. He said so on live TV. The New York Times also reported that the Trump family is costing taxpayers thousands of dollars as they visit other countries because of the hotel bills for the required Secret Service agents and embassy staff members. I mean, I understand that you have to travel sometimes for business, but you could pay for their room. They have a big enough, enterprise that they could just pay for the Secret Service agents instead of having the taxpayers have to pay to make sure that these men are safe. It's ridiculous. And now going on to another ridiculous and frustrating thing that just came up. In Oklahoma. Oh, Oklahoma. One of the lawmakers there has decided to say that, a woman is a human being until she has a baby. Like, once she's been impregnated, she's no longer a human being. She's just a host. I'm sorry, what? I'm not an alien. No, I'm a human being, even when I'm pregnant. So right now, no, I am not, thank goodness. Right now, I'm not ready for a child. You can't call someone a host, if they're pregnant. That's not, it's sexist for one thing, for a huge major thing, but it's just a ridiculous idea that I had to read this article like in several different places going, this is real? This guy has decided to call a human being a host. And he says that, men need a more say in abortion cases. Because, they don't have any say. Like, men have not been able to have any say in abortion cases at all. Are you kidding me? Men have had so much more of a say in society than a woman has. It's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Victorian England, women were not allowed to have abortions. It was illegal. And men could be like, oh no, you can't. You have to have my baby. You have to keep having babies for me because that's your purpose. That's your only purpose, right? You're here to love me, to make love to me, and have my babies. Make me food as well. Forget that. Make my food and clean the house and, yeah, just have kids. That's your only purpose. Yeah. You have no other purpose in life other than to make me happy. That's not okay. And for this man to be like, oh yeah, women can't have a baby, you know, and not be called a host, because that's what they are. They're just hosts. No, there have been so many ridiculous stories about women having to teach other people, women having to teach men about human, you know, women in general. So there was a senator, I believe, or at least a lawmaker, who didn't understand that the menstrual cycle is not a voluntary thing. So sometimes his female employees would have to be like, okay, I need to excuse myself, sorry, I have to go and take care of something. Now, and then he would start complaining. It's like, you know, why can't they just, you know, do it on their time off and everything like that? Like, wait, what? What do you mean? Why can't I just, you know, have that cycle on my time off? What? So he had to be explained to that tampons were not for pleasure, because he thought it was a sex toy. He thought tampons were a sex toy. They're not a sex toy. They're sometimes a necessary product that we have to have. And, you know, we can't control when we have our cycle. When it's not like we're going to, you know what? I feel like this week right now, I'm going to have mood swings, have heat flashes, have horrible cramps, and feel really grumpy, and then just have my body decide to redo itself. I think this is the week it's gonna happen. Yeah, perfect. I decide like that. It's not a thing. It is a thing that happens to every single woman, unless they have a certain disease or malfunction in their genes. That it always happens to them at least once a month, at least 12 times a year. Actually, at most 12 times a year, hopefully. Some people have really irregular periods, but it will happen to women who are over the age of puberty until they hit menopause. It's a thing. It's not our choice. Trust me, if I and several of my other friends could choose not to have these things happen to us for several years, we would happily do so, because the taxes on feminine products, feminine toiletry products, is ridiculous. Their tax is a luxury item. It's not a luxury to have this happen to us. We don't want to. Trust me, if, you know, like I said, if we could stop it for several years, we would happily do so. And there are some birth controls out there that do actually, you know, if you put it into your arm, I believe you have like maybe one a year. I don't know. One of my friends has one. Or there's other birth controls that control, regulate, everything like that, and that's what some people use to regulate their menstrual cycle. But this man argues that, well, you know, if you didn't want to become a host, then you could have just, you know, done all, you could, you know, use condoms, you could use, you know, all these contraceptives, but the issue is contraceptives are not 100% foolproof. Condoms are, I believe, 98% safe, you know, foolproof and everything, that you're probably not going to get pregnant. You know, certain kinds, depending on what kind of birth control you're using, that depends on how much you can regulate. Okay, yes, I can say it's about maybe 85% that I'm not going to get pregnant, kind of thing. But it's not a 100% thing that, yes, because of this, we're not going to have kids, and it's going to be perfect, and I won't be a host. You can't call somebody a host unless they're hosting a party, hosting an event, or something like that. It is not okay to call somebody a host just because they have a human being within them. You could have chosen a much better word for this event. And also, you can't say that men don't have this control over women. We've been fighting it for years now. We've been fighting to have our own equality. And yet, words like this, statements like this, laws like this, diminish that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you have learned some more things. If you guys have anything you want me to talk about, mention it in the comments. If you disagree with anything, mention it in the comments. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Next up, I hope to be able to discuss something about climate control and the fact that, hey, climate change is a thing. Because somebody mentioned it in the comments a couple days ago
that I mentioned Bill Nye and saying, oh my gosh, Bill Nye said it's not that. And yeah, I just said Bill Nye because Bill Nye is this huge person in the news. He's, very well known. Almost every single American child knows the song, Bill Nye the Science Guy. Every kid that I've met knows of Bill Nye the Science Guy. So yes, I agree. He's not the only person. He's just the most prominent public figure on climate change. There are plenty other. Al Gore. Oh my goodness, Al Gore. He's a huge component of the fight against climate change. But I digress. I will mention that all later. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see how this goes.